IHRD International Human Resource Development bring a greater learning experience. Let's talk about one of the most safest country on the world. That is Germany. Germany is a country located in the heart of Western Europe. It is bordered by Denmark, Poland, Austria, Switzerland, France, Belgium, Netherlands, the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. Germany has a strategic location on the North European plain and along the entrance to the Baltic Sea. The government system is a federal republic. The chief of state is the president and the head of the government is the chancellor. Germany has a mixed economic system which includes a variety of private freedom. Combined with centralized economic planning and government regulation, Germany is a member of the European Union.
Recruitment policies and practices in Germany. Before you can start hiring someone in Germany, you need some fundamentals thing in place. The expectation is if you work with an EOR, since they will already have a business entity that is legally recognized in a country and can serve as a employer of records for your German employees. Without an EOR, you will need legal business entity. Before you can hire employees, you need to legal business entity in Germany. For most foreign companies, the two primary options are to set up a subsidiary or a branch. A subsidiary is more independent, while a branch is more closely connected to the parent company. Tax and Social Security registration. Establishing yourself as a company will also involve getting an employer number, so you can register with the country's social security and tax authorities. This process can take a number of weeks, so make sure you begin early so you are ready to set up payroll for your new employees. German bank account. Establishing a bank account in Germany is not technically a requirement, but it is a smart move since it is simplifying things and gives a government a place to send any reimbursement you may be entitled to. Licenses or permits. Depending on a industry you are in, you may also need to obtain specialized licenses or permits that allows you to hire employees and operate your business legally. Steps to hire in Germany. As we have seen, you need to complete several tasks before you begin in hiring process. Once you are ready to start hiring, you will move through some steps to find new employees and invite them onto your team. Here are the key steps for how to hire in Germany. Advertise jobs vacancies. Create a job ad for every open position you have. Make sure you let candidates know what sort of qualities and qualifications you are looking for, and provide as much information as you can about job duties without getting overly detailed. You should also let job seekers know whether you are hiring remote employees in Germany or whether they would be working in an office. If you are interested in hiring German speakers, you may not be proficient in your company's native language. Then be sure to post your job ad in German. This may mean processing translation service to ensure you successfully translate your ad into German before publishing it. Find the most qualified candidates. Once job seekers have submitted their applications, you can begin to evaluate their credential and determine which applicants are most likely to be a good fit. Narrowing down a list of candidates before you begin interviews will help you home in on the ideal candidates more effectively. Here too, you may need to help from a translator if your applications are in Germany. If you are used to seeking succession receive, be prepared for Germany applicant to submit more detailed curriculum vitae CVs that leaves out very little if any of their education and employment histories. Conduct interview. Now you should reach out to your top candidates to schedule interviews. If you are hiring remote employees, you may want to conduct these interviews online or over a phone. Keep in mind the time difference if capable. Germany is a Central Europe time, so if your office is located in Eastern Standard Time in the United States, or for example you are need to schedule interviews for a morning, which will be late afternoon for candidates in Germany. For all interviews, whether virtual or personal, be careful not to violate candidates' right to privacy or ask questions that could be deemed discriminatory, since the German government takes these issues very seriously. This includes questions about family planning, political affiliations, religious beliefs, and other personal topics that are not directly related to work. Send a contract to your top candidates. Once you have determined who you want to join your team, to extend a form job offer and draft a contract for a candidates to over. This is the key step in hiring practices. In Germany, since employees' contract are mandatory, your contract should focus on aspects of employment that are not already legally dictated. For example, what are your policies for working overtime, and do you offer paid time off or other benefits beyond the minimum requirements? You should also state clearly what an employee is expected to do in their role and how employee termination would work. Onboarding your new hires. Now you can onboard your new hires, having them fill out of all the necessary paperwork to establish their payee withholdings. They will also involve any internal paperwork you have for your new hires and any training they need to complete before starting at their new jobs. If you work with an EOR like globalization partners, then you can hand over the reins once you recruit your new hires and allow the professional employment organization to take care of the onboarding and all other payroll HRs and compliance matters. German managers emphasize using training and development practices to improve technical job abilities, to remedy poor performance, to prepare employees for future assignments. In German law, there are few laws for employee training and development. It is encouraged in different labor legislative that governs vocational training practices later on, employer sponsored and fully compensated development programs, contributes to awareness for training needs and human research development efforts. Development programs used to improve technical abilities of their employees. These applies not only to their current jobs but is used to enhance employees' capability to accomplish various tasks and to create a flexible workspace. Construct a United States study found that firms used only about 29% of their training expenses for technical training activities. Rest for other employee competence such as teamwork and interpersonal communications.
Hi, I'm Vivekanandham. My topic is employee guidance and policies in HR. The guidance system is a framework based on the German Federal Data Product Act (FDPA), and whether the employee allow employees to use their work email and internet services for the personal use. If the employee are permitted to use work email and internet services for the personal use, the German Telecommunication Act, that is the Telemedia Incorporated Companies Act, FDPA, and accordingly the guidance for Second one is collective agencies. Third one is vacational period. Second one, employee engagement is open communication with their employee. Performance management and reward system. Favor alternative from a training over approximations. Intentions is a historical yearless recruitment practices other than is announced in Germany was follows. Plus, training development. Strong investment is the vocational training at the start of the career. Provisions of the training increases with the ages of the employee used. HR practice and mathematics, yearless
like family trip, insurance policy, or make an event within the organization. It will help to give a confidence to the employee and give the best to the work and make brand about the employee mindset to the company.
Let us hear about the nature of work in Germany. Germany has the world's fourth largest economy by nominal GDP and the fifth largest by triple. As a global leader in several industrial and technology sectors, it is both world's third largest exporter and the exporter and importer of goods, and the world's 500 largest stock market is companies measured by value in 2007. The Fortune Global 500, 30 German-based companies are included in that.
contains fraud, threat, wrong behavior, etc. In unfair dismissal reasons, religion, color, age, gender, nationality. And there are two reasons of dismissals. The first is unknowingly dismissing. Next is knowingly dismissing. The next is about resignation. Quitting a job is called a resignation. That means, particularly in Germany, employees are obligated to the labor rules, making everything more complicated. In most cases, a law is on the employee's